As I sit here, I feel like I'm inviting you to have a meal with me. There's no food. Not that you can eat anyway. The wind's just kind of softly blowing. And then it'll pick up with a big sort of gust. As you can see, it's moving. Oh, there we go. There we go. There's something about that. I saw this in the tree, and just that. Something about that. Stillness, and then just kind of picks it up and it goes with it, and then it comes back down. Almost like a feather when it falls. It just sort of travels and moves with the currents, and it flows as if through life that way. Not fighting or pushing or struggling. Almost as if that wind were a deeper current. It just sort of lets itself ride on, just almost like if you were to lay it down in the river. Ride on that current. We do have to survive in this world. We have to put food on the table. At the very least, we have to provide for our basic needs and those who rely on us. In my case, my dogs, but it could be your family. And it gets very difficult just to go with the flow, so to speak. It's like it seems at times we almost, what's that like? How can you do that? How can you have that balance of just living like that, moving through life like that, as if connected to another world, and at the same time deal with the needs of this basic world? Some of the solution is probably just keeping those basic needs very simple. The less you have, the less can be threatened, the less you can lose, the less you need to protect. Just like the less you are invested in who you think you are, how others need to see you, then the less you need to defend that and protect it. And you can move through life more easily. It's blowing in that direction. I picked up a stone several hours ago, and it's kind of a pointed arrow type, but on the back it has written, I didn't write it, direction. So what's the balance between allowing that direction to be governed by this current and flow, and at the same time, your own direction? It seems like it's a balance. It seems like the true direction is that spine of your life that flows through you. And the wind is like the currents in the sea, that if you're crossing the sea, you have to travel with the wind and the currents. You can't just go in a straight line. You have to listen. And you look at the stars. And you trust. And perhaps there has been an accumulation of ancient wisdom from those who have crossed the sea before, that you understand and accept. So this is another component to bring in as a balance. A knowledge, a wisdom that could even be written in a book. Your own inner directiveness, this current in life. And sometimes it's still. Sometimes you just need to be still, even though it may be blowing. So how can we stay in touch with that stillness as we surrender to that flow, move in this directiveness of our spine, study the wisdoms of the world, live in two worlds at the same time, a kind of invisible world and this basic world that we have our needs to fulfill for ourselves and others. How to keep touching that stillness at the center. the peace, because we all want peace in the end. Peace. But things happen in life. We lose what we love. And part of that surrendering to the current is surrendering all our feelings to that so that they can move, so that we can keep on loving, and so that we can keep touching that peace. So here we are sitting at this table of peace, the center of this circle of peace, where it's peaceful. It's peaceful. Just touch it with me. Reach through and touch it with me. It's almost like fossil or a coral, fossilized coral. But it won't hurt you, it won't cut you. It just has that kind of roughness. So touch it with me. Just touch this rock of peace with me. And just as you touch it, just keep feeling that. And everything in your life that's going on, that's disturbing, distracting, that you think about, that you can't stop, just sort of as you touch this, just let it be all there in the background, moving, but you're not involved with it. You're engaged here. And in this engagement with this meal of peace that we're having together, all these other things, it's as if they can sit here with us. Bring in whatever, if I were to say your greatest fear right now, bring it to the table. Bring it to the table. If you're afraid of because you have an illness, or you're not going to have enough money, or somebody you care about sick or dying, or just anything that you're worried about, that you're thinking about too much, bring it. Set it down here on this table of peace. And then touch this table of peace. Touch this peace. And just keep touching it. And as you touch it, just sort of feel it open your heart to that peace. Open your heart to peace. That's all. Don't fight what's happening. Don't struggle in your mind. Bring everything in your mind here to this table of peace. Touch it. And let that peace just begin to fill you up. And just don't get involved with the rest of it if you can. Don't fight it. Don't struggle. Don't push it out. Just right here. peace is just like when this blows, or it doesn't blow, just sort of effortlessly hanging there. Bring the sound of the airplane to the table of peace. Bring all the noises in your life to this table of peace. And touch it, touch it. If you have a headache, if you have a pain, just bring it here. Lay it on this table of peace. And just feel yourself as if gently blown by the flow of life. All around you. But a stillness within it. A stillness within it. A stillness within it. Thanks for joining me today. Thank you. Come here. Come on over and have something. Beauty. No? Okay. She's peaceful anyway.